Hindås train station is a mere 30 minutes from Gothenburg, and it is also the eastern terminus of the 42-kilometer-long Vildmarksleden. Now, as soon as the train has left the platform, you can see the trailhead right there across the tracks and road. Now, in Hindås, Vildmarksleden connects to Sjuhäradsleden, another hiking trail which continues east. We, however, want to head west on Vildmarksleden towards Skatås. The trail is well marked, and I particularly liked this trail marker because it glows in the dark when you point your torch at it. The trail starts grand. Just look at that view. You can tell it's getting a bit late, though. I actually set out at 6:05 in the evening. Now, the early part of the trail runs on a combination of concrete and gravel roads. Then the trail heads into the forest for a while, and then you pass some farms and cottages. Apparently racehorses practice here. Thank goodness I started so late in the evening. Now, the first shelter I passed was well built by the local scout club. Happily situated by a small lake, it sported a truly magnificent view. Too bad I wasn't ready to make camp yet. The trail was wet, sometimes to the point where I wondered if I was actually following a stream rather than a trail. There were wooden footbridges, but sometimes a canoe would have been preferred. Every once in a while, you're reminded that you are never far from civilization. A cottage here, a farm there. An old factory here, probably a mill, and great power lines there. One moment you're walking on a narrow footpath through the woods, the next you're on a forest road. And due to the proximity to the Landvetter International Airport, aeroplanes are also a frequent sight. At one time, I had to cross a country road. Any cars? No? Okay, here we go. Made it. It was quite dark when I reached Herskogen, but... Oh, streetlights? Really? Well, but not for long. And what a gorgeous sunset to enjoy by the lake. Not sure what's going on here, but I was ready for sleep. The nearby shelter at Stenstjärnorna had seen better days, so I pitched my tent on the hill behind it instead. The trail can be completed in one day, but I don't recommend it. Not if you're hiking. If you're running, well, I think you had much better stay the night, though. Some warm porridge later, and we're back on the trail. The shelter had a very nice sign, and close to it was another sign. Apparently, there is an alternative route, but as it led back towards Hindås, I didn't take it. Instead, I walked on, and suddenly I heard... Oh yes, a wren singing somewhere nearby. Magnificent. Now, Vildmarksleden is Swedish for the Wilderness Trail, and now it felt much wilder than in the beginning. Woods, lakes, wetlands, really the Swedish West Coast outdoors in all its glory. The trail is occasionally hilly, but not particularly so. Frequent drinking breaks, however, are always important. This sign suggests an historically or archaeologically important site nearby, and a short detour brought me to this Bronze Age or Early Iron Age tomb, pointing to life in the area some 3,500 to 2,000 years ago. Just imagine that. Back on the trail, the woods gave way to this magnificent vista. Soon after, it was a time for a dramatic reveal. The place where Vildmarksleden connects with the Bohusleden long-distance hiking trail. So from this point, these two trails run alongside each other until Skatås, where Vildmarksleden ends and Bohusleden continues south. We saw some beautiful scenery, and apparently this area is well known for its bird life. We have now arrived at a rather busy road. Fortunately, we didn't cross it, but... At Kasjon, you could take a bus back to Gothenburg. If not, let's walk under this road as well. On the other side, Kasjon, a popular place to go swimming in the summer. Pay attention now to the trail marker. The Vildmarksleden long-distance hiking trail and Vildmarksleden share the same orange trail marker. So, is this it? It's actually not. The trail continues this way, although I have to say that the red colour is deceptively similar to the orange one. Now, the trail runs along the concrete road until this place, which is a place of some sort. Then it's gravel path for a while, before we're back in the woods. Here, someone had done something they shouldn't have. Never make a campfire on a cliff face. The stone face may crack under the heat. Now, what you should do on any longer hike, however, is to take off your shoes and socks and let your feet rest for a while in the open air. Anyway, back on the trail. If, after some 33 kilometers of hiking, you still feel your body full of energy, by all means, do show off and impress your friends at this exercise spot. Just keep in mind that Vildmarksleden is now about to lead you on a steep climb up the side of Stora Jätteryggen. The view while you climb will take your breath away, unless, of course, the steepness of the climb has already done that. The top of the ridge is beautiful too, but doesn't come close to the view from this shelter. I mean, look at that. Just imagine being here when the sun sets. And you can be here when the sun sets. Indeed, you can spend the whole night here in this brilliantly constructed shelter. Just keep in mind that you can hear the traffic in the background, so, for me at least, perhaps a barbecue would be better. Welandergatan is another popular place for swimming and barbecuing in the summer. Gone are now the narrow footpaths through the woods, but then we're nearing the end of the trail now. And there we have it. If you arrived here early enough, you can now stop for some ice cream or Swedish fika at the Skatås recreation centre. An 11-minute walk will bring you to the closest tram stop. And if you're lucky, you may see some deer on the way, like I did. At Welandergatan tram stop, you can take the tram back into the city. There is also a grocery store nearby, which is handy if you underestimated the amount of food needed on the trail.